You people are judging this girl because she was wearing antebellum slavery costumes. You people are the problem.
Yo, what up? Boy Rob coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it popping. All right, so today we got another video, a reaction video to another Dr. Richey piece on Indisputable. All right, and basically what he's doing here is exposing a police officer who pictures of him in a KKK uniform have surfaced. Now, here's the thing, right? This is something that the mainstream media and the population at large and the government, they don't want to acknowledge this until it's time for them to either get votes or until it's time for them to get support from us. Any other time, it's negligible. Oh, you guys just need to shut up about that. That's just rumor. That doesn't happen. That's not real. None of that's going on. This is a myth. Okay, well then what do you call this? And how many instances have there been when things like this have come out? Yet and still you have politicians like Jim Clyburn who want to play around when it comes to qualified immunity with the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. So again, this is just more substantiation that neither political party is doing anything for you. Neither political party deserves one iota of your support. And my question now is, what do we do? Because now basically the situation is we already know that the population at large does not care about issues like this. We're supposed to laugh this off. If we don't laugh this off, we're emotional, we're Marxist, we're liberal, reacting because we all grew up in single family households. You already know all the talking points. Low IQ, low impulse control, right? This is just something we should just shrug off. It is what it is. Don't worry about it. You're lying. You're fake, right? We've heard it all. This doesn't happen. What we're seeing here is something else because somebody said so. I mean, how many of these videos do I have to do? That's one of the reasons, for real, other than the fact that, those videos get good views and get good engagement, that I've been doing other content. Because how many of the same video can you make? How many of the same video can you make? I have a whole entire playlist with instances like this from every single state in the United States. Yet and still, the right and the left don't believe that there's anything wrong. There's nothing wrong. The right and the left are unified on the talking point that the United States is not a racist country. Yet the agents of this illegitimate government are clearly practicing racism every opportunity they get. How does that work? What's the point? What's the point? So let's see what actually goes on this video.
An ex-Georgia sheriff.
And it's always in Georgia. It's literally almost always in Georgia. What's wrong with you inbreeds down in the South? Seriously, what's wrong with you? You can't talk properly. You can't do your jobs properly. You can't keep yourself healthy. What's wrong with you?
Who was still on a powerful state position has resigned because he is in a picture in a KKK outfit.
Question, is anyone actually surprised by this? Is anyone actually surprised by this? If you're surprised by this, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Go check out my police brutality playlist, or go check out my playlist that's called Racism Doesn't Exist.
Let's put up the picture. Here's the picture of the former sheriff.
There he is. Grand Dragon breath with a nice plastic cup there. All right. And his buddy has some Miller Lite in his hand. These are the people, ladies and gentlemen, that are patrolling the streets to keep you safe. These are the people that people within our own community say that they love to see them come and check us. Other black people say that. You know what I mean? I can pull some clips, links and stuff like that if I need to. There are people who are black that adore these people because of what they do to other black people. It's very sick. I don't know who the KKK actually has more support from. The United States government, the population at large, or the degenerate segment of black people? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What's your take on it? Let me know.
You see that? Okay, let me give you the background to this sheriff named Roger Garrison.
So his name is Roger Garrison, and he's a sheriff. That's not a conflict of interest or anything, right? I'm just a member of a hate group, you know. You know, if I put that on my resume, I guarantee you I wouldn't get hired. But, you know, this guy got a nice job, probably getting paid a lot of money, a trusted community position, right? I'll tell you, there's one group of people that we know he'll be keeping his eye on. He's definitely going to keep everybody safe from black people. That'll be great, right? You know, those places in Georgia that are trying to break off from Atlanta and all of that stuff because they want to get away from black people. This sounds like the officer that they need to have patrolling their neighborhoods. He'll keep the neighborhood clean. He'll keep it safe. You know, Jesse Lee Peterson can invite him to the barbecue. I mean, it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good.
A former Georgia sheriff has resigned a state position after a photo of him appearing in the robes of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klans, surfaced again.
Now, this is what the population at large calls canceling, all right? There are some black people, a lot of them more than likely red pilled, you know, to hang out with these legit, this would be their buddies. You know what I mean? You know, they're saying that this is cancel culture. Cancel culture. Despite the fact that the KKK actually went around the United States canceling cultures, black people and white people nowadays are calling this cancel culture. This was an expression of his freedom of speech. And because liberal, Marxist, socialist black people have a problem with this, this man has now been canceled. Like, you can't make it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make it up. And the thing that's crazy is that the Democrats and the Republicans are on code with this logic. They're on code. You know what I'm saying? You see Tim Scott and Kamala Harris, you know, they believe the same things, right? So this is a cancellation. So basically what we have is that this man, Sheriff Garrison, is the victim here. He's the true victim, all right? And he's a victim of liberal cancel culture. How do y'all feel about that?
Now, this actually came out before, a few years ago, all right? It came out, it was more of a local issue, a local story, and he was the sheriff for 20 years for Cherokee County in the state of Georgia. Well, after he resigned from being sheriff, he was then appointed by another powerful Republican in the state of Georgia to serve on a commission called the JQC.
Now I got a question, right? People don't like when I make blanket statements, but I got a question though, man. It's literally always Republicans cozying up with unapologetic racists, but they don't want to be called racist. So I'm confused. Republicans, what they say about black people is that if you don't want to be shot like a criminal, or if you don't want to be shot like an animal, then don't act like one. That's what they say about us. So if you don't want to be considered a racist, then stop behaving like one. Like, we should be able to use that same logic on you. But see, when you make the rules and when your rhetoric says that it doesn't matter how much sense somebody makes, if they have a certain skin color, then we don't have to listen. It doesn't matter what I say, no, regardless of how much sense it makes. You know what I'm saying?
That is the Judicial Qualifying Commission or Qualification Commission. Roger Garrison, who was sheriff of Cherokee County for 20 years until 2016, resigned earlier this week from the investigation panel of the watchdog organization known as the Judicial Qualifications Commission. That was reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Now, here go my thing. If you pay attention, they said that this was the second time that this picture surfaced. All right, we're going to go back. This is the second time that this picture surfaced. All right, pay attention. Pay close attention.
To this sheriff named Roger Garrison, a former Georgia sheriff, has resigned a state position after a photo of him appearing in the robes of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klans, surfaced again.
See, surfaced again. So he kept his job after it surfaced the first time, which means that America encourages this. If America didn't encourage this, then he would have been gone the first time it surfaced, but he wasn't.
Now, this actually came out before, a few years ago.
See?
All right? It came out, it was more of a local issue, a local story, and he was the sheriff for 20 years for Cherokee County in the state of Georgia. Well, after he resigned from being sheriff, he was then appointed by another powerful Republican in the state of Georgia to serve on a commission called the JQC.
Now, I got a question for Republicans. I got a question for conservatives. You got a huge problem with critical race theory, but you have no problem hiring and appointing critical racists to powerful positions. Explain to me someone how that works. I need Marjorie Taylor Greene or Rand Paul, Ron Paul, anybody. Joe Biden, because, he's the same way. How's this work?
That is the Judicial Qualifying Commission, or Qualification Commission. Roger Garrison, who was sheriff of Cherokee County for 20 years until 2016, resigned earlier this week from the investigation panel of the watchdog organization known as the Judicial Qualifications Commission. That was reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He was appointed August 19th. Now, I want to remind you, all of his Republican buddies, they were aware of this picture. Let's put it up again. They knew about it.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's got pictures online where she's posing. I think she's like sandwiched with some KKK members. We all know that Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton had good relationships with former KKK members, this dude named Robert Byrd. So again, illegitimate politicians, illegitimate messages. You know what I mean? The United States and racism go hand in hand, but then they want to turn around and deny it.
This was no secret among his Republican colleagues. He then gets a role, a position in the state of Georgia appointed by this individual who was the Speaker of the House. Let's put him up. His name is David Ralston. Let's put up David. He's the Speaker.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Oh yeah, you burned a couple crosses in your day. So sounds good to me, son. The job, it's all yours. Lifetime tenure, and I'll see you at the barbecues.
Of the Georgia House, he's the guy who put this appointment together.
So, and then they'll take his side. See, again, you have to remember, this is what these people consider canceling. This Republican man right here considers his friend being canceled because he was found wearing a KKK uniform. Now, his logic for this will be, well, Justin Trudeau was wearing brownface and he's still the prime minister, so nothing should happen to my friend. Like, it's just the nonsense and the ridiculous explanations these people come with is insane. The level of delusion is real.
Let me give you another picture of the former sheriff so you can have a good look at him as well outside of his KKK outfit. There he is.
He looked just like the other dude. Look at that. His chin looks like a butt. For real.
There he is. Sheriff Garrison resigned from the JQC. A spokesperson for the Georgia House Speaker David Ralston, a Republican, told the newspaper. The Speaker will appoint a replacement as soon as practical.
Will it be another cross burner? They need to get rid of that Speaker who appointed that officer. You appointed somebody after you knowingly were aware that this dude was a KKK supporter.
No other details were offered. Now, you know what the Speaker didn't say? Well, I just didn't know about this history. I was not aware.
He was aware
that this guy liked to put on KKK outfits and take pictures with his buddies. And let's put the picture up one more time because I want you to pay attention to what looks to be a Miller Lite. Okay? This is not the Proud Boy starter kit of racism. This is the advanced model. A KKK outfit, Miller Lite, and a good buddy to share it with. and somebody who's dumb enough to take a picture of it. There you have it.
Yeah, man, this is facts. You know what I mean? This is facts. That dude is probably a life coach in his spare time. He probably got a hustle as a YouTube red pill coach, and he probably targets black young men. You know what I mean?
Here's what the former sheriff said, and I quote, he said, "I don't deny it wasn't stupid looking back now, but there again, I say, what, 21, 22-year-old in this world hasn't made some stupid mistakes."
I've never dressed up in any kind of hate apparel in all my years of life. I've never done that. That's not a stupid mistake. That's your family values that you were taught at your home. That's what's ingrained into your mind state, which is why you have no business being a sheriff. You don't have any honor if you're looking like this. This dude says, all I would ask is that they look at my honor, my integrity, and the things we've done for this sheriff's office. This is what you've done for the sheriff's office. Currently, this is what you've done. You've provided them with a picture of yourself, one of their employees wearing KKK sheets.
Let me say this. I know young people make mistakes. I've made mistakes. I'm going to make some more. But hopping your bigoted ass into a KKK outfit and taking a picture with your KKK buddy, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of cringe.
Not the kind of mistake we're talking about when referring to youthful indiscretion here. Right. Now, according to the former sheriff, this was all a costume. It was part of some.
It's always a costume. It's just like that girl on The Bachelor. Oh, you know, it was just antebellum car. There's always some kind of excuse. It's never the person's fault. And you know, you people are the problem. You people take everything so serious. You people. I can't even wear my sheets and burn a damn cross without you people getting offended. You people. It's always you people. You people are judging this girl because she was wearing antebellum slavery costumes. You people are the problem. You people. You people. What's wrong with you people? You act like you've never seen anybody burn a cross and wear a KKK robe before. You people are the problems. You all are the problems for opening your mouth.
Halloween tradition. But here's the thing. You can't get those KKK outfits in a regular ass costume store.
No, you can't. I think the KKK members' wives actually sew the uniforms by hand. So yeah, that's not something you could just get off the shelf.
According to the sheriff, he says, I would ask that they look at my honor, my integrity, and the things we've done for this sheriff's office.
What honor? What integrity?
What in the fresh hell?
What in the fresh hell? What in the fresh hell? What in the Sam Hill? Why is everybody acting surprised? We live under a system of illegitimacy where everything that's said is opposite, upside down, inside out, and incorrect. The legal system is supposed to be without prejudice, but we're here.
Okay. Dina Dahl, attorney at law. You got a guy who's in charge of a sheriff's agency, and then,
just for the record, she looks not well. Okay. She looks very, very, I don't know how to say anything without not being, without being mean.
He's appointed to a commission that literally oversees judges, okay? And he has a picture of a KKK outfit. How can you believe that this guy, who still basically denies his actual offense, how can this guy be impartial in his judgment and execution of law enforcement?
Impartiality in the United States is the understanding that you don't have to be, you don't have to treat black people with the same rights and privileges as everyone else. Everyone else here in the United States is entitled to impartiality. However, we are not. That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. One, his apology was awful because a mistake is sending a text to the wrong person, right? And, you know, he did this, photo came out in 2012. He was the sheriff until 2016. If he really felt like this was wrong, we should have seen him take a lot of action, you know, showing why that was so awful for him to do in those 4 years. If you notice, he doesn't point to anything that he did to maybe understand why the community was upset by that. And then exactly the fact that
because he truly doesn't get it. We don't need any of this explanation because we already understand this explanation. The explanation that we need to know is when the illegitimate standards will stop. That's what we need to know. And I know the answer to that question. The only way that the illegitimate standards will stop is when the system of illegitimacy ceases to exist. So this entire thing and discussing this with her, although it's, you know, very informative, it's futile.
He was appointed to this commission. His sole job is to investigate and prosecute ethical, you know, lapses by these judges. And he himself is showing such bad ethics and judgment that you would think that, you know, why would you trust him to do this? And, you know, that's the kind of the counter argument to maybe some people saying, oh, this is cancel culture. You know, why should he lose this position? Because
see, I told you. Didn't I tell you cancel culture will come up? So if you go back and watch my older videos about cancel culture, remember what cancel culture truly is. All right. Cancel culture is truly stopping or deterring a racist person's right to have freedom of speech and freedom to practice anti-Black American racism and vitriol. That's what cancel culture is. And what I find funny is that you actually have Black people quoting that terminology, cancel culture. You're not part of cancel culture. Cancel culture is cancel culture is what will happen if you experience racism. So there's no Black people who should be going around saying, oh, you know, this is cancel culture, blah, 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 blah. It's your culture that people are trying to cancel.
Of it, because if you don't trust his judgment on a committee where he's specifically supposed to look at ethics, then he's not going to be able to do his job. And the government, the people who he's supposed to be representing, if they can't trust him, you know, then he should have been replaced. And that's good.
But this is the thing, though. The people who put him in that position, he is trustworthy for them. They're trusting him to be racist, which is why he's in that position. The trust is that he'll uphold the values of that robe. That's why he's in that position. That's why that Republican House member or whatever he was appointed him. He is trustworthy for his job. He's proven that he's a racist. His job is to be a racist. So his community, the community of people who put him in office, he is trustworthy for them.
Good that he was.
When this initially came out, he did not volunteer the information. He was caught. Okay, this came out. He then had to explain it. He thought it went away because it was primarily a very localized story. And then he gets a position, some would argue, even more powerful than his local position. And it resurfaces in a more dramatic way because of his new position in state government authority. But here's what's interesting to note, and this is just an issue of life. And I tell my college students.
Now, you got to remember, if you have a problem with any of this stuff, they'll call you a liberal. They'll call you a Marxist. They'll call you a communist. They'll call you Black Lives Matter. They'll tell you that all lives matter. All racism matters. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to be all kinds of racists.
Students this often. Mistakes will happen. And sometimes you will just do the wrong thing intentionally. That happens too. But when you fail to acknowledge it, do not expect others to believe you have changed, because you cannot change what you fail to acknowledge.
Well, that Dr. Richey, you know what that's called. That's called I'm white and I say so. You know what I mean?
So when you go through life denying what your true responsibility is and your actual role was, and the mistake or the damage that has been created, if you deny that on any level, don't expect those around you to believe in the authenticity of your transformation.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So we have an article here, and I think I will get into this article tomorrow. But we're going to see more, and we're going to look more deeply into the story, and we're going to see exactly what is going on with this. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. All right. And I will catch you all on the next one. All right. Peace.